Hello everyone, it is your boy CDusk, and this is it. This is the final video that I'm going to be doing on this topic of the SML, Chili, Tito, Damaris drama in its entirety. And the reason why I'm like, this is supposed to be like the last video is because I think we've hit a point where I think all parties have come to, I guess, middle ground. I guess that's the best way to describe it, because as you will see in just a minute here, it seems like a lot of the parties have just kind of come to a close and they are no longer fighting. So I thought we'd do one final video addressing the whole topic. Yeah, but first, for any of you who have not seen my previous videos, I recommend that you check my original 3 videos before checking this one out. But if you don't want to go through that, I'll do a quick summary of like the whole situation. I'm actually going to be reading something made by another viewer because I thought they did a really good job at summing up the whole topic. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this comes from the SML Alert Instagram page. They basically summarize this whole situation in a nutshell, and I'm going to read it for you right now. They say, Tito and Demi accuse Logan of cheating on Chili with Elena, voice actor Rosalina, and someone named Willow, and Tito even said that Logan had filmed them having sex and showed it to Tito, which then he found out that one of them were on their period when they had sex. Later, we also found out that Logan cut up most of Tito's plushies. When a lot of fans saw this, they had no clue what to do. Logan and Chili jumped onto the gram and said that they were together still. Later on this month, Chili finally posted a video, and it sounded like they were dead inside and not very happy. This is referring to the Christmas video, obviously. But they go on to say maybe they are broken up and maybe they aren't. But Tito now is talking to Chili, and she says she doesn't want this drama anymore and that Logan is buying Tito new plushies. So yeah, that basically sums up the whole story so far. There's a little bit extra stuff that has been added on here that I'm going to go over here in a bit. And yeah, and that will sum up the whole situation. And I think at the end I want to give my overview of the whole topic itself, because this has been quite a long journey in terms of the whole situation. So yeah. First thing we got from this week, I believe, or I guess technically the later half of last week, we got some images of Tito and a couple of women. Now, I'll show you the pictures here, but I'm obviously going to blur them out, at least certain parts of it, the sensitive parts. But it's a picture of Tito with some, presumably, I'll put the word up here, I'm not going to say it. Yeah, shows Tito with those girls, and yeah, it seemed like Tito might have been doing something he shouldn't have been doing. Now, a lot of questions came up of like, where did these pictures come from? And apparently Logan was the one who apparently sent these photos to a SML group chat, which were full of, I think, 14 to 15-year-olds. Obviously, they're underage and probably shouldn't be seeing that, and honestly, Logan could get in trouble for something like that, and that's actually not right at all. Logan should not have shown those images to those younger kids, especially not with them uncensored, because he sent those pictures uncensored, and the version that we all got, at least I got to see, was censored. Now, Tito goes on to respond to like these pictures being leaked on Twitter by the person whose name is Mike. Tito says this. He says, "Bro, I got turned. That night was a good night, but you should ask Super Mario Logan about the stripper Willow he paid to have sex with. And you didn't hear it from me though." Now, obviously, this is Tito firing back from what Logan originally posted of pictures of him with some girls in that group chat. Now, yeah, it's very interesting. A lot of us were kind of like, okay, what exactly is going on here? Why did Logan even send those images out? I guess to just get some dirt on Tito and show that Tito's in the wrong too. If Logan did what he did, but we don't quite know. But anyways, moving on, Chili actually responded to this because she goes on to tweet later on, that's highly messed up. Not on Tito, he's a single guy, so it really doesn't matter. But those women, like no one got their permission to leak pictures of their bodies like that, which is now forever on the internet. And sending it to a group of kids uncensored, WTF, I'm kind of mad. Now, a lot of people kind of responded to this with the same reaction, like, why would Logan just leak those photos and stuff? And it seemed like Chili was kind of weirded out by it, or at least she didn't agree with it. Now this is kind of odd, seeing as literally Logan is her boyfriend slash I think husband now. But yeah, obviously she didn't agree with this, but she's also not agreeing with the woman being shown off. Here's the problem though. I don't know why she hasn't said anything to Logan. She might have said something to him. We just don't know, obviously, because it may be private. But yeah, this is definitely something that's a little out of hand. And also, I wanted to highlight a couple of comments from what people were saying from what Chili had originally posted, because a couple people responded to that tweet that she made by saying certain things. One of those people was someone named Peaceful Kami on YouTube, and they've responded by saying, "You are deeply right, Chili. It is a crime known as sending nudes to underage viewers in a secret DM, which Logan 30acre could face up to 15 to 30 years in prison for, since it is a federal crime, and be labeled as a sex offender. Hashtag SML is over party." So yeah, again, what Logan did there was definitely in the wrong. Whether he had a purpose of doing it or not, it's still wrong that he sent some very bad pictures to some underage kids, especially with them not being censored. And also it's on the topic of, too, these women's never consented for their pictures being taken and put online, so that also puts Logan in the wrong there as well. Now, there's a couple more things to go over before we go on to the next part of this video, the overview. There is a lot of stuff going on, at least on Damaris' side, at least kind of ending her part, or at least her saying anything. Now, she goes on to say this: "You know what? You win. I give up." She posted this on Twitter, and apparently it seems like she gives up on just kind of like trying to make people believe that Logan did what he did and that actually happened, because a lot of people kind of are against Damaris at this point because they feel like she's not telling the truth. So she just posted, you know, you guys win, I'm wrong, etc. Now, obviously, we don't know still, and I don't think we'll ever know at this point if she was right or in the wrong, because we never really saw official evidence from her. But it looks like she's not going to say anything else after this. I think, one, in respect of Chili, and two, just out of sheer frustration that nobody's listening to her. So someone also replied to her post by saying, "You try so hard and yet no one believes you." And she responded to this tweet by saying, "Many do, but it's hard when they pretend so well together. I can have piles of evidence, but all they have to do is take a picture together. I realize it's pointless." So yes, once again, Damaris is, quote, admitting defeat in this situation. So yeah, there's that as well. And going on from there, we got some other things that happened this week. I tried to fact check the majority of this as much as I could, but obviously things change really fast from moment to moment, it seems. But it seemed like Chili has unfollowed Logan on Instagram. So it sounds like they aren't following each other anymore. I don't know whether or not Logan is following her now, but it seems quite odd that Chili unfollowed Logan when they're, quote, still together, they may be apart then, because we kind of didn't know for certain that they were still together, or if they were just like lying to, quote, protect us or anything like that. So yeah, it seems kind of odd that she would just unfollow Logan like that. For all I know, she's followed him again by now, but as of the time recording this, it seems like she is still followed from him. So that raises more questions, which I don't think we're going to get the answer to, because Chili just wants to wipe this away, sweep it under the rug, completely forget about it. But going on from there, there was a video that was released by Mimi Cash, also known as Rebecca, which was Tito's, quote, girlfriend, basically summing up her side of the story. Now, she basically went over a couple of things here, and I just kind of picked out the main topics, and I thought we'd go over through them and kind of give you guys an idea of what was in that video, because I don't want to play the whole thing for you all. But basically, Mimi starts off by saying that she has messages with Logan and Willow. And she also says that apparently Logan created a fake Insta account by the name of Paper Cash. But anyway, she goes on to say that this Insta account that Logan made was used to message both her and also Willow. She also goes on to say that Logan had to talk with Mimi while Mimi and Tito and Chili were in Dallas and at Universal. Apparently she had a 40-minute conversation with Mimi, and apparently he was telling her how he had such a great experience with this named Willow, and how basically they were getting along quite great, which is a little bit disturbing, and how he basically said that he had butterflies, quote, in his stomach when this all happened. Now, Mimi had some pictures as well tied along to this all, but they were so low quality, I didn't want to put them on here, and she kind of did like a slideshow, and it wasn't made quite right. But just believe me when I say that the pictures kind of had something along those lines between the conversation supposedly with Mimi and Logan. If you want to check out the video for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can check it out if you want. But moving on from there, she also went on to say, Mimi went on to say that apparently she was paid for vlogs to be Rebecca and to play Lola the puppet in the SML series. Now, that means that apparently she really wasn't friends with them. Apparently she said that they were kind of friends, but she was still paid, and she literally had to fly out to do these videos and such with Logan, Tito, and Chili, which is quite interesting. And apparently she even has a husband and a 4-year-old daughter, so that's kind of interesting too. But going on from there, she also talks about how it's definitely not out of the question for Logan to have paid this Willow $60,000, because apparently she was paid a pretty decent sum of money, just not ones that they could always afford. So she's saying it's not out of the question. She didn't say exactly how much she was paid, but she said basically it's not out of the question. The kid has cash, which is interesting too. From there on, it's kind of represented, or at least it kind of feels to me like Mimi's like neutral in the situation, and she honestly she obviously says supposedly that the whole thing with Logan and this was real, but she didn't agree with it, but she didn't say anything, and in order to protect Chili and all that sort of stuff, and you know, in general. But she does say that it was good that Tito told Chili, because you know he had to do what he had to do, even if it meant that he lost everything, supposedly. As well as that, she also goes on to share the messages, obviously. And yeah, that basically wraps up the whole 2 videos. She posted 2 videos of the whole situation, and that basically sums them up in a nutshell. But yeah, there you guys go. There's like Mimi kind of explaining the situation and her side of the story. Now, I think that basically wraps up all the news that has come out at this point. And I think this is like the end of the story because of the fact that Damaris isn't going to say anything from now on. Tito's kind of said in respect of his sister, he's not going to say anything else. Logan seems to not be saying anything. Chili definitely just wants this to go away like pronto. She just doesn't want people talking about this. I honestly went over to her Twitter. I sent her a DM asking if even I could do an interview, and if so, if we could do that interview, I would make sure to like not address certain questions that she didn't want to talk about, and just kind of have a general interview. If she didn't want to talk about the question, we didn't have to talk about it, move on. But I never got a response back. Obviously, one, because I'm a smaller channel, and also I don't talk to her on a normal basis. We aren't friends or anything. So yeah, who knows? Maybe I get a response. If so, definitely I want to do an interview with her on the whole situation. That'd be awesome. Honestly, maybe clear some things up. And I mean, if she did do that, I think a lot of this drama would just be gone. But it's still here, so we're still talking about it. But yeah, now to the part of the video where I kind of give my sense of everything, at least my overview of everything. Me personally, at this point, I honestly believe Tito a little bit more now, just because of the whole fact that we now know that the plushes literally probably were cut up by Logan, because we saw the messages between Tito and Chili. Obviously those could be fake, but it just seemed real to me. I don't know. That's just me. I honestly believe that Tito, maybe it is that fact that Logan did rip up Tito's plushes, but it also could be that Tito did something wrong too. But honestly, this is how I see it. I see it as Logan did cheat on Chili, and Tito told Chili, and then Logan got mad and cut up Tito's plushes and kicked him out. That's the way I see it, but I have no clue. There's no real evidence to really prove it, and because of that, it's just my personal opinion on what I think on the matter. Now, a lot of you may agree, so a lot of you may disagree. And that's fine, and you guys may have more evidence on your side, or pieces that you found that kind of goes more to your side, and that's completely fine. And I'd love to hear them. Like, I've been reading your comments. Like I said, I read all your comments. But yeah, tell me, guys, like what are your thoughts in the comments below? If you haven't already posted it, because it's just interesting to see what you guys think on the whole situation. We all have different thoughts and opinions, and that's awesome, and it's always kind of cool to share with one another our thoughts and opinions on things. But with that being said, that basically wraps up this video in its entirety. I wanted to keep it somewhat shorter than the rest of the videos, because honestly, there wasn't much drama to address from the previous video, but I just wanted to wrap it all up, say that basically this is the end of the story. This is the last time I think I'll be talking on it, unless something big happens again. Like I said, if I get an interview with Chili, that would be awesome, and I'd love to do that. If this video somehow garners a little bit more views, if you guys want to see an interview with me and Chili, if you could, and this would absolutely be awesome, if you could message her on Twitter and say, hey, CDusk wants to do an interview with you. If you interested in that, could you please contact him? My Twitter is @legitcd. You see it up on screen right now. But if you could message her on Twitter and just kind of like tell her, hey, legitcd wants to do an interview with you, and if she says yes, then there you guys go. You guys get an interview, and hopefully some things will be cleared up, maybe. Just an interview in general would just be awesome. But yeah, that's gonna about do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I have another video coming up. It's rendered, it's edited, it's done. I'm just wanted to upload this one first before I moved on to the next one. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. I've been CDusk. Hope you guys enjoyed these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe. We're almost at 3,000 subs at this point. This is insane. But yeah, without further ado, though, I'm Vinci Dust. Peace out.